Hi, welcome to Xerocraft. My name's Don. I'm one of the staff volunteers here in the laser shop. Today, we're going to learn how to clean blue, our 60-watt laser. These are the supplies that you'll need for cleaning the laser. Spray cleaner you'll find over by 3D printing, and this box of laser cleaning supplies that is underneath this metal table. Inside this box, you'll find Kimtech wipes, cotton swabs, paper towels, lens cleaning solution, a soft cloth, and rubber gloves if you need them. So first thing it's important to understand, please do not attempt this if you're not comfortable disassembling the laser and going through all of those steps. You can damage things if you're not careful. First thing to do is make sure the power to the machine is off. Right now there's nothing turned on, so it's safe for me to move this laser head over to where I need to be. At no point should you move these screws. These thumb screws on top of the mirror adjust the mirror. They are not removing in the mirror. First thing we have to do is drop the bed down. We use the knob on the lower right corner to twist and twist and twist and twist and twist until we've got a couple inches below the laser nozzle that we can work with. All right, now that we've got the laser bed dropped down, we can put this soft cloth under here. That protects the parts while we're working. And then grab one of the Kimtech tissues to set aside. You can see there's a bit of dust and stuff around the nozzle, so it's definitely time for a cleaning. Next step is to remove this air assist hose. You do that by pressing in on this little blue ring, and you'll feel it click, and then pull the tube away. You just push it in, it's spring-loaded, and pull the tube away. Next, we move that nozzle downward and then unscrew it by turning clockwise. It'll take a couple turns, and the nozzle assembly comes off like this. Inside the nozzle, there's a ring that holds the lens captive. If I remove that ring and set it aside, I now have access to the lens itself. I'll drop that upside down onto my tissue paper and the lens comes out, usually without too much of a fuss, but if you have to, you can tap it once or twice. We'll set this aside for now while we clean the lens. First thing we do with the lens is grab our cleaning solution. And there's two different cleaning solutions in the box. It doesn't matter which one you use, they both do the same thing. I typically give this a quick spray, flip it over, and spray the other side. We'll let that sit for a moment, and we'll clean the nozzle. Next, we'll clean the laser nozzle. We'll take our spray cleaner and the nozzle and a paper towel. Quick squirts of that inside of there, and on the outside, grab one of those cotton tip swabs and kind of wipe out the inside of the nozzle. You'll see that you'll get some gunk on the inside of that. That's good news, tells us we're getting that stuff out of there. Take the paper towel, wipe around the outside, wad it up a little bit, and twist and clean out the inside. I'll grab a second paper towel just to make sure I've got everything. I don't want to leave any cleaner inside there. That might be a problem for me later. All right, I'm pretty happy with that. It looks much better than it did before. All right, we've got our nozzle cleaned, so we're back to the laser. At this point, we want to make sure that the lens is nice and clean. We squirted some sauce on it earlier, and now we'll give that a gentle rub between our two fingers. As you touch it, you'll realize that the lens is round on one side, convex, and flat on the other. The convex side is important, so make sure you understand which side of that you have up. Now that I've got it cleaned off, I'm going to reassemble the lens. At this point, I have the flat side facing up. That's important. The flat side needs to be up for reassembly. Please do not drop the lens on the floor or inside the machine if you can avoid it. They will break very easily. That's the purpose of the soft cloth, is to make sure that that lens is always protected. So cleaning it inside the machine is important. All right, so now we have the lens flat side up, and we're going to put the nozzle over the top of it, and then flip the whole assembly over so that the lens is inside. You'll know that you have it the right direction if you can see your reflection in the lens. It will look like a little convex mirror. Take the retaining screw, put that back in place, and carefully twist it back in place. And twist it back into place. There's no need to tighten it down, just snug is fine. Now we have the lens and the retaining screw and the nozzle, everything's reassembled and ready to go back on the laser. We'll come back up here, screw it back into the mounting tube, and it's counterclockwise because of course you're upside down. Twist that around a few times until it's snug. Again, no need to crank it down too tight. So that's snug right now, and I'm going to twist that nozzle, that air assist nozzle, back up into position like this. Take that air assist tube, slide it in that, and push it, and it will click into place. So at this point, we've reassembled the nozzle and the air assist assembly. We should be good to go. I'll take the soft cloth out of the laser bed and move on to the next step. Having reassembled the nozzle, we're ready to test it. First thing I'm going to do is bring the laser bed back up to its normal operating height and take an ordinary piece of paper and focus on that the same as you would during normal operation. We'll use the focusing tool and bring the laser up to that focusing height. And we all remember how to do this. Just slide that under there until you feel a little bit of drag, and we're good to go. Now I have to turn the laser on in order to test it. So I'm going to close the lid and power it on. Okay, it's time to test the laser. We're going to jog the laser head over on top of our paper using the arrow keys because we never move the laser head when it's powered on manually. And we're going to do two things. First is a quick pulse check to see if our red dot laser is in correct alignment. If you recall, the red dot isn't really part of the laser, it's just a little LED that sits behind the laser head and shines on the paper. We'll close the laser lid, hit the pulse key briefly, and look for a little brown dot underneath the laser head. I don't see it right now because it's been covered up by that red dot, which tells me when I slide this away, there's my little brown dot, that my laser red dot is pretty much aligned with the laser head itself. I'm happy with that. Next step is another pulse test. I'll close the lid, holding down the arrow key and push the pulse at the same time. I'll do that again. Arrow key and pulse, and you see when we open the lid, that cuts a nice clean line in the paper, which tells us that the laser is working properly. If you had installed the lens upside down, you wouldn't get this nice clean edge. If the lens were out of alignment, you might get two lines. If that happens, please contact the laser shop manager. They will assist you. Don't try to fix this on your own. At this point, the laser lens is good to go. We still need to clean the rest of the unit, but that's pretty quick work with a shop vac. You'll grab a shop vac, vacuum up all these loose pieces you see around the edge, around the back, and then also inside the cabinet you'll see there's all kinds of loose pieces that have dropped in while people were working. Grab a shop vac, vacuum that out, close everything up, and you're good to go. So at this point, we've cleaned the laser lens, and we can be confident that our projects will look better, sharper, and have better results because of that nice clean lens. If for some reason you still have problems, please contact the laser shop manager and we'll figure out what's going on. Thanks for watching and for helping us to keep our equipment clean.